Hi, welcome back to Wine Mastery. We are going to taste a wine from Greece, and I'm going to try and pronounce this, and excuse my eyes diverting across. I think it's pronounced, it's made from the grape Xinomavro, and we're going to taste it now. Okay, so here's the bottle. So, hopefully someone can tell us how we should pronounce it.
Yeah,
that was my closest go-to. And here's the price. $13.99. That is 1 penny or £14. So in my book, and for many of you watching, of course, it may be a mere, small change. But in my book, that's quite expensive. Quite expensive.
Middle of the road. It's something that you wouldn't have every day, but it's a nice special. You know what's special? That's your Friday wine. How's that? Had a good week. Treat yourself. A couple of extra quid in there.
Business owner. See what they're like.
Because it's very true actually when I'm saying this. I do forget I sell wine, so it's kind of no. Spend a bit more, you'll be fine. Don't be
Enjoy
worried.
it.
Well, we'll give this an opinion on that, and we'll say, is it worth that money?
Is it worth that money?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's interesting. We haven't tasted many Greek wines, and we should taste more probably.
Yeah. Well, this is real swingers and roundabouts thing because they are almost looked on as cheap and cheerful, aren't they, as the Greek wines. Or is it what?
They were, weren't they?
Yeah.
The Retsina.
Yeah.
But when people go overseas and drink that, and I personally, one of that stuff I've had has been awful. But yeah.
So I think the Greek wines it's something, a very personal thing. It's got to be because you get some down here, but we've tasted some beautiful ones as well. So.
We have, and I think that obviously Greek wines have been around for a lot longer than French wines.
Yeah.
And so there's obviously a lot of history, and I think it's just the cheap stuff that's come over to us, and I'm sure that actually
always the way. Though,
always the way. Always the way.
Right.
Okay, let's have a look at the colour.
Let's have a look at the colour.
So looks. Against a white background, that's got a little bit of a tawny look to me, John.
Yeah, it's quite a light. I see where you're coming from. It's a light colour, and I can see how it's going to get there with that tawny. Yeah, it's again one of these. It's looking nice. It's nice and clean. Oh, that's all.
I've just signalled to them I want to have a smell.
Right, let's have a smell. Let's get on the old nose, and it's always interesting, isn't it? John, what are you?
Well, that's different, isn't it?
That is very different.
Oh well, yeah. It's like now this is really, really strange. The thing that's come to my mind is like a resin. No, I don't mean a resin in terms of like plastic. I mean a resin, or like in glue things. I mean resin in terms of like out of a tree, like a sappy resiny.
Yeah, I think the initial thing that got me was a very blackcurrant in it. It made me just go, ribena, which has, a lot of red wines have that in there. But then you're saying this is a lot more complex than just. It's not just fruit.
I should just explain that ribena, because people that are not maybe in this country, is like a blackcurrant cordial. So,
yes, really intense with that blackcurrant, and that's getting on the nose. But there's definitely different layers to this. This isn't just that.
No.
I think when you're saying the resin, I don't know if it's. I think I get it. Like when I smell leather and you. You say it's not. It doesn't
I don't smell my leather, but I know as soon as I smell that.
I think I'm getting that from what you're saying with a kind of a woodiness, not an oak, not a. It's strange. It's interesting.
I wonder. I don't know whether it's been left in wood at all or not. But maybe because obviously some of the taste. Some wines actually comes from the toasting, doesn't it? When they burn it on the inside, maybe this has been in wood, but not with much toasting.
No, and they do take a lot of the flavour from the barrel, or the wood.
But this is also 2020, so we're now in 2024 when this is being filmed. So it's got a little bit of age into it.
Yeah. Well, that's excuse me. This is. For me, it's already interesting because we're sticking our nose and we're trying to find it. It's, there's that, there's not that, is it that? And it's almost, there's so many
layers.
Yeah, and it's trying to get through. You get through one and then trying to get to the other, and then think, what is? Then you get in there, there it is again. And it's unusual, isn't it? Because sometimes when you have a little smell, you think, oh, I'm not getting anything, and suddenly it hits you. Oh, there again! It's got, like you say, complexity.
And it's not like some wines. Some wines are very sort of, you really have to go searching for them, and some wines are, whoa, you can smell them from here. This is actually, you have to do a little bit of putting your nose into the glass. But once your nose is in the glass, you then get it.
You definitely have to research it, don't you? You have to. Let's say fight as such. It's there. It's just waiting to be found.
Yeah.
It almost has a little bit of. I know this sounds a bit stereotypical, but a bit rubbery as well. Or what I assume when people.
I'm sure it's going to be lovely.
You should have done better, shouldn't I? But yeah, and I don't know if that's the resin as well that you're.
Yeah, maybe
picking up on. Oh, this is.
Well, I guess we should.
I know, but I'm desperate to do that with it, but I don't want to lose anything in it. But all right, one last one. Then we'll come back anyway, Kevin.
We can come back, yeah.
Okay.
Let's go for it. The first thing that struck me with that is it's made me think of drinking wine overseas. I think the reason for that is you don't normally get wine in this country that tastes like this. So the only place you would get it was if you were drinking it overseas. I think that's where the connection is. Mm-hmm. But I think what I'm saying there is that it's not like any other wine, is it? It's not like, you can't say it's like a Cabernet Sauvignon. You can't say it's like a...
No, and it's hard to have a comparison. It's not like you just said, it's very Cab Sav like, but less this or more that. It's very difficult to pigeonhole this.
It's quite light, isn't it? I was going to say thin, but that's unfair to it because there's lots of flavour. But it's light. It's not heavy.
No, well, I think you're quite correct in saying that, John. It does on the palate. It's not quite the same as I thought would come through on the nose, but not to its detriment. I think it is quite thin, but again, not to its detriment. It suits being like this. But when I immediately tasted it, I got the jammy fruit kind of thing, but not. No, when you like you just said, you can't compare this. Like your Cab Sav, it's way down on this side here, but enjoyable.
Very enjoyable, yeah.
It's almost, for me, refreshing. The tannins are there. It's almost like I could drink that. I mean, this sound. I don't know where these descriptions go. It's almost like I could just drink that like a soft drink, without paying the price. But
I wonder if that's because obviously Greece is a very, very hot climate, and so actually, you don't want a heavy, hot,
full beast.
Yeah.
Because that is. I mean, and we've got to go through it as well. Like, whatever it is, that flavour that hits you nicely, but very light, very easy. And thin, I don't think is a bad word for describing this at all. I mean, the tannins kind of come through, and they are a bit there. They're a bit kind of, here we are, we're going to stay. But again, for such a light, easy wine as well, it's taking that very, very well. That combination.
Light and bright. Because I think in the past, we've used thin in a sort of derogatory sense. There's not a lot of flavour there. It's a little bit watery. It doesn't really have a lot going on. Whereas this has plenty going on. It's just that it's light.
Light. Perhaps light is a better word. Yeah. Well, it's all in there, isn't it? Like you say, we have used it in a derogatory way, but it suits that. It almost makes it. And like I say, even though the flavour isn't matching the nose, that again just makes. I know I always say if the flavour comes through from the nose, if you can get it, it's a good wine. But I still think that's good.
Right. One of the things I'm just thinking is that quite often, the nose can be interesting, and then you drink it, and you go back to the nose, and it never seems quite as interesting. But when I'm going back to the nose, I think it still smells lovely. It's still got a lot of interest there. I still want to keep sniffing that and because I'm trying to work out what that smell is.
It's nearly that. It's intriguing. It's intriguing, and it's a So I guess if we're saying it's light, just to try and give people sort of some form of sort of stake in the ground. It's light, so it's not like a it's light like a Beaujolais almost. Yeah, but it's probably as light as a Beaujolais, but more flavour.
Yeah. So, and then we go to Pinot Noir as another...
Pinot Noir would be the one, especially on the nose.
I guess there's a little bit of, like, forest floor in this. Not a lot, but maybe an edge of...
I know. Yes, I can get that. The damp forest floor. It's it's one of those, isn't it? But when you say that, there's a little spice in there. I say that's definitely. I mean, if you are into wines, you really like it. Even if you're not, that's something that I would really recommend to have a good look and poke around at. Because I'm really enjoying it.
It's also something that if you don't like red wine, you may like this.
Because the tannins are so soft. Yeah, it's so light.
Yeah, and refreshing.
Yeah, this might be a good step on that ladder, mightn't it?
Yeah.
But well, I'm really enjoying that. It's the complexity on the nose, complexity on the palate. There's a lot going on in there, a lot to find, to discover. So it has become for me quite an intriguing wine, and I've enjoyed trying to pull it to pieces.
Okay, yeah, me too. And actually, now my mind is immediately going, okay, so what am I going to pair it with? And I'm really struggling with that because it's quite light but quite tasty. My mind went obviously Greece, and I was thinking therefore of lamb, but I'm not sure whether the fattiness of lamb would overpower this.
The fattiness probably, but it would depend. I think that would depend how the lamb's done. But
I was thinking kebabs.
Kebabs? What kind?
The steak kebabs, is that what they're called? When
They're skewered on.
Yeah, so you've got sort of peppers and the little...
Yeah. So the meat has to be quite light though, doesn't it? Because that is I think you could get away with lamb.
Yeah.
As long as it wasn't, like you said, the big heavy, too charred and too fatty.
Sort of I was thinking quite sort of, quite red.
Yes, that's, that'd work.
Yeah.
That'd be beautiful. Oh, that is still coming at me. That is still... Like you said, sometimes you have a taste and then the nose eludes you. Yeah. I'm still going, that's nice.
Or conversely, you like the nose, it's nice, but then you taste it, it tastes much better. So then the nose really isn't as interesting.
Yeah.
But they're both different, but both as interesting.
And every time it's come close to my face, I go, ooh, that, that kind of...
Yeah, absolutely.
Very, very pleasant, very pleasing. I'm going to go ahead and say with this, I'm going to say a washed rind cheese, but something probably not quite as heavy as a Pont l'Evêque or not Munster. Something like a Chaume, quite light, easy. I don't know if Chaume's pasteurised actually, but I'm sure it is. So it's almost like the Port Salut, a grown-up Port Salut.
Where's Chaume from?
Chaume is French.
The French, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's a very delicate, very smelly but very delicate cheese, and I think that suits that. Very smelly but very delicate.
Out of interest, I know you're doing a wine. Out of the 150 cheeses that you stock in your shop, do you have any Greek cheese?
Other than feta and halloumi?
Of course. You do have two.
I suppose that's not bad, is it?
No, it's not bad at all.
Scores.
Scores on the doors.
Right. Okay. Well, let's come back to, because we've not really discussed this part, and I know you feel about this, but it's $13.99.
Yeah.
It's $13.99. So that being said, I think we should have a brief discussion about that because it's $13.99. But how much have I enjoyed that? How much have I enjoyed the delving in, the finding it? We spent 3 or 4 minutes just on the nose.
Damn you, you're correct.
But if you were to compare that to, I don't know, the wine that you enjoy, it was nice, but it was £8. There's a difference. I'll happily admit there's a difference. That's £14, but I found that a very interesting wine, and this is something that you could have you can have conversation about and with, as opposed to some which are very light and easy. And what says a pattern.
So I think in terms of value for money. So if if you were coming around and we were having a glass of wine, I would pay that for that wine because I know you'd enjoy it, and we could, as we have, talk about it. If it was someone that wasn't into wine, just like wine generally, but wasn't really into wine per se, then I wouldn't want to spend $13.99 because I don't think it would necessarily be appreciated. And I could buy something that'd be equally appreciated, probably for £5 cheaper.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
So for me, would I buy this again at this price, which I guess is the real...
Yeah, that is the crux of the... Yeah.
And I would, to taste this again. I think I would. So, yeah.
Okay, so let's give some scores.
Okay.
I'm taking price into consideration as always. One thing I will say that one's really appealed to me, so perhaps that might be clouding my judgment somewhat. But as John just said, and as John just said, would I pay? I would pay that every day of the week for that. Well, maybe Fridays. And so I'm going to give that a very nice. I don't think I've ever given that price. But there you go. Thank you. I'm done, John.
87.
87.
Hey!
It ticks a lot of the boxes in the right way. The only thing, the actual only thing holding it back for me is price, and I don't.
Yeah,
and I still don't think that's a.
If that had been £10, then it would have got 91 or
easily broke into 90s at a tenner. But still, for the £13.99, nice bit of wine, that John. Nice bit of wine.
I'm saying that £10, I would have gone 90. It's only sort of a few points away, and obviously, £10, 40% increase to £14. So
you work it out later, John.
Okay.
Work it out later when you're in bed, right?
Okay.
No, that was enjoyable.
Very enjoyable, and if you want something different, really recommend this one. Well worth trying, and congratulations to the owner who I made. Did we have his name? I don't think we do we? No, but anyway, whoever the winery is, excellent job.
Yeah, pat on the back for that one.
Yes. So until next time, guys, if you get hold of a bottle of this and you enjoy it, let us know. Let us know what you would prefer to pair it with. And if you get the opportunity, press the like button and subscribe, and that helps other viewers find us. So until the next time, when we look forward to sharing yet another lovely bottle of wine with you, chin chin.
Chin chin.